Good morning, class. How are you all? I can see you are all fine. As you can see on our board, the topic, we are still on physical properties, materials. But under this topic, we are going to be talking about strength and flexibility. The main topic for today is strength and flexibilities under physical property materials. But before I move further, can somebody answer this question? The question is the ability to roll your tongue an inherited variation or a variation caused by the environment? Yes, can you try? Okay, you? Yes, you're very correct. It's an inherited variation because before you can be able to roll your tongue, you must have the gene in you which you inherit. As you can see, I'm unable to roll my tongue because I don't have the gene in me. If anybody can be able to roll his or her tongue among you, that means you inherited it. Yes, before I move further, all these that I've written on the board, we are going to come back to them for better explanation. Let's move on. In your previous grade, you all have learned that matters everything around us. You've learned that everything around us made up of matter, and they all takes up space because they have mass. They has mass, rather. Now, before I move further, let me ask this question. Can you remember the three states matter can be found? The three states matter can be found in. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. You are very correct. The three states are solid, liquid, and gas. Now, materials. Let's talk about materials. Materials can be anything. Yeah, let me take that again. Materials can be anything that we use to do something, or you do something with. Yeah, materials can be natural and it can be man-made, as we all know. Example of natural materials can be wood. Can somebody give us another? Yes, 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 you are all correct. They are all natural. And man-made materials, example can be, somebody? Example can be plastic, can be shoe, can be our cloth, and so on. Those are examples of man-made materials. We need to look at the suitability of material when we want to choose a materials to use for something. For example, when choosing a material to make a mattress, the mattress that we sleep on. Something like sponge, very soft, we'll be choosing, and not concrete, that is something that is very strong. You see, you can't sleep on something that is too strong, like wall. You see, you are not going to comfortable, you are not going to sleep well, you will be feeling ache all over your body. If you want to choose something like you for materials for mattress, you need something that is very soft. As we all know, when you lie down on your mattress, you feel comfortable, you can stand up, and when you woke up, you don't feel any pain in your body, because that is, they use the right materials for it. So when you want to do something, you need to consider the suitability of that very particular material. Physical properties are, we have strength, we have flexibility, we have boiling point, melting point, and conductivity. Out of all these that I've mentioned, I've said it earlier, we are going to be looking at only 2 out of these 5 physical materials, which are just only strength and flexibility among the 5. Let me take that again. The physical properties are flexibility, strength, melting point, boiling point, and conductivity. In this lesson, we are going to be talking about strength and flexibility, as I've said earlier. But before we move on, I would like to present you this video. Now let's watch the video. The video is actually 22 minutes 23 seconds, but we only watch just 5 minutes, out of the presentations. But in that presentation of 5 minutes, the video explained physical properties, describe some physical properties, example of physical properties, and different kinds of strength and different kind of strength, that is the compressive and tensile. Then lastly, in the video, it explains flexibility. After watching the video, can any one of you, out of the people out of you here, mention something that is built using concrete and steel? Can anyone try? You? Yes, you're very correct. You? Yes. Yes. Some example of something that is built using concrete and steel are buildings. Buildings we live in comprise of steel and concrete. So that is why the building is very strong. It cannot be destroyed because it's very strong. Another example is bridge. Bridge is built with concrete and steel as well. Concrete and steel are materials that are very strong, but they are stronger in different way. Steel can resist being stretched. Example of this is a steel. As you can see, this is an example of steel. You can't stretch it, you see, because it's very strong, and no amount of pressure can make it crack or break. You see, it cannot crack, it cannot break. You see, the strength in it is tensile strength. Tensile strength. Another example, I don't have, but we all know something concrete. When we remember our building, you should be able to know what concrete is. Concrete does not change shape. For example, we take a piece out of this building now, for example, which is not possible, we all know. Now, can we? I don't know, because of the compressive strength. It's very strong, so it can be easily to crush. You can't take a concrete nan and you crushed it. No, you can't, because it's very strong. The strength in it is called compressive strength. Can anybody mention materials that have compressive strength? Yes, you're very correct. Those are materials that have compressive strength. Now let's move to flexibility. I know, hearing flexibility, you must know what flexibility is right now. Flexibility is also a physical property, and it has something that it must be something that you can be bent. Example of something flexible is this. You can bend it without breaking. So it is something that can be bent without breaking. We call it flexible. Another example of something that is flexible is this. You see, you can bend it to any shape you like. All these are examples of something that is very flexible. Even all these are fabric. You see, fabrics are example of flexible. You see, you can put it in any shape without breaking. Now let's move to all those things that I've written on the board. Let's go back to it. We have our physical properties of materials. Number one, everything around us is made up of matter. Matter takes up space, as I've explained earlier, and has mass. It can be a liquid, solid, and gas. We've explained that earlier. Matters are substance we use to make things or do things with. I've said that earlier too. Just reading this for you to be able to understand better. Materials can be natural, like wood. I've said that earlier too, or man-made, like plastic. We choose materials for certain uses. Depends on their physical properties. I've explained that earlier too. Physical properties include strength, how strong that thing is. Then flexible, how easily it can be bent. Melting point, the temperature at which the materials change from a solid to a liquid. Boiling point, the temperature at which the materials change from a liquid to a gas. Electrical conductivity, how easily the materials let electricity flow through it. Heat conductivities, how easily the materials allow heat to move through it. I've explained most of this, and in the video they also explain that better. Now, strength and flexibility, which is the main topic. Materials can have strength in different way. Concrete is a very strong material that does not change shape easily. It is not easy to crush. I've explained that earlier. That is, it has compressive strength. Steel is strong in a different way. It can resist being stretched. We say steel has tensile strength. Flexibility is a measure of how easy it is to bend a material. Fabric for cloth is an example of flexibility. All this is what I've explained earlier in our lesson. Now, I'm going to hand over a worksheet to you. There is all the instructions to go about the experiment, and also I'm going to guide you. I'm going to assist by guiding you through the experiment. The experiment is to compare the tearing strengths of different type of paper. Let me take that again. The experiment is to compare the tearing strength of different type of paper. How can a paper be easily teared? We all know that we have different type of paper and they are stronger than each other. We all know that. So the experiment you are going to carry it out now is going to show us which paper is more stronger than each other. We have different type of paper as the one of the materials you are going to use: the string, marbles, strength, paper clips, and another material is a yogurt tube. All the directions are there to follow in this worksheet paper for experiment. Now that you have finished your experiments according to scientific method of carrying out your experiment, now what can you conclude from this investigation? Does the results match your prediction? Was your prediction right? Did anything unexpected happen during the experiment? In just 5 minutes, put it into writing. Now that you've finished your writing, you can submit. And that is that about our lesson for today.